Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, top of the time zone. Welcome to the Intervision FM Universe broadcast. You are joining us live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Truth Social, Rumble, and a whole boatload of other platforms. We've got a fun set of topics today. We're going to talk a little bit about Lori Lightfoot. We're going to talk prisoners, talk about Bill Barr. We're going to talk about all kinds of things, so you're not going to want to miss today's broadcast here on the Intervision FM, intervisionfm.com.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing this for him, to bring him glory.
Running out. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown. I tell you, this beat is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
How dare you?
Okay, I think I'm unmuted now. I started talking, I wasn't even unmuted. All right, well, there we go. Here we are.
How dare you?
Yes, how dare I? Hey, welcome to another Wednesday. It's the first. Hey, do you know this is Women's Month?
Yeah, yesterday ended Black History Month, and I wanted to mention that because Black history is important to, well, I don't want to offend you or anybody else, but it's important to the Black community. It's equally important to the blind community because the blind make up part of that demographic anyway, and we're kind of a double minority.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't. Anyway.
Yeah. Now Jesse Lee Peterson, he does a show on YouTube. He designated July as White History Month because he said, "Hey, the 4th of July, patriotic." So that's White History Month in July, designated by Jesse Lee Peterson. So, oh man,
our capacity to make new holidays and make new holiday months
yes,
never ceases to amaze me.
Yes. Let's see. So, okay, so there's only a Father's Day, there's only a Mother's Day, but then there's a Gay History Month for June.
That's right.
Let's see, President Day, Christmas Day, New Year's Day. Let's see, I'm going to think 4th of July Day. Let's see. Is it White Cane Day or White Cane Month in October?
Let me think about that. I think there's a White Cane Month.
Yeah, I think it's October.
Yeah, month of October. There is Constitution Week. So Constitution, the United States Constitution does get a week.
Oh yeah. Is it in September?
Yeah,
it was in September because it was something like it was a Constitution Week, and they had a big event here in Colorado, but it was too far for me to take an Uber or Sasa cab to, because I wanted to go to it because it was like way out there, like in the woods and stuff like that. So we probably had to rent like a hotel for the weekend. But yeah,
John, on a totally different note, about 3 weeks ago, you did a program, and because we promote grassroots musicians, whether they're physically disabled or financially challenged, I really need to mention the school real quick that you've started. But about 3 weeks ago, you did a video about the music industry. Do you remember the video title? It was something like
the auditorium. The auditorium 1G. Yeah.
That one, but also there was another one. There was one where you were talking about the ins and outs of the music industry and whether when you sign a contract, you're signing a contract with the devil.
Oh yes. I remember that. It was what about this artist said that the music companies are the devil because when you sign a contract, they make you work to pay off the loan they gave you. Yes. Yes, I
You know,
remember that one.
I was listening to that video this morning before the show, as I often do, just to kind of help with the algorithms a little bit. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on whatever platforms you're watching us on. And don't forget to follow us on the places that you can follow us on. We are quickly working towards getting on all kinds of the other different platforms that are out there. We often will put recording artists and musicians on Spotify. You know, it does cost a little bit of money. And so,
Mm.
but eventually we do want to also be on some of these platforms that we're helping the musicians and recording artists to get their exposure on as well. You can help us by donating a little bit of your hard-earned money to paypal.me/Intervision Denver. That's paypal.me/Intervision Denver. You mentioned something, Johnny, and it broke my heart.
What?
About 14 minutes or so into the video, you kind of let our listeners know about my situation, and you asked for some help. So if you feel led to do so, go ahead and give. And I'll tell you one thing: we're transparent here. We want to make sure that we're above board. We're not doing this for us. We're not doing this to help us. We're doing this to help the grassroots musicians, whether they're physically challenged or financially disabled. Or, oh, I said it the wrong way.
Oh man.
But yeah, this political correct world. Anyway, if your eyes don't work, your ears don't work so well, we can help. If you physical disability where you're in a wheelchair, we want to see if we can serve you. We do serve the disabled American veterans as much as we can. We really want to lift you guys up in prayer. As we also want to lift up all of the armed forces, those in law enforcement, and those that help to keep peace and domestic tranquility in this great nation of ours.
Yeah, and
we got a lot.
In June, I wanted to let you know. In June, we're working on this. I don't know if I should call it a job fair or connecting young people and young adults and others with mentors who can teach them trades or something like that. Because as you know, because they have lifted this minimum wage up so high, a lot of these companies, they won't hire youth because they're paying you, 12 or close to $15 an hour. They need somebody that knows how to do that job. They don't need someone that they have to train to do those jobs. And so we're saying, like, we're going to look for some employees and stuff like that are looking to mentor and train and maybe it's not the university, but it's a trade school kind of thing to get these whether they're high school people or young adults or others into these jobs where they can make great living. If you learn how to work on an airplane, I mean, like fix an airplane, man, you could be making like crazy money. Just knowing how to be a mechanic or airplane, but that's not promoted.
That's absolutely right. That's a valid point. The blind community, just in the blind community, the unemployment rate hovers somewhere between 66 and 90%, depending on which statistics you look at. And that works out to probably between 10 and 11 million voters just within the blind community. Yeah. Folks, there are senior citizens and otherwise disabled folks that make up about 56 additional million votes. So that's between 66 and 67 million votes that are on the table and up for grabs if only the candidates would take advantage of and truly stop serving themselves and start serving the people.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that really to
Yes.
to the next topic, which is Mayor Lori Lightfoot. And, I want to bring her up because she's a mayor of Chicago and she's been under fire for quite some time for some things that have taken place. Unfortunately, she didn't make the running for. They're having an election runoff, I think, in
April the 4th.
April 4th, something like that. So
then they should know by June the 6th, if my memory serves me right.
yeah, so she unfortunately did not make it. For you folks that are Lori Lightfoot fans, I'm very sorry.
Yes.
And hopefully the next mayor that is elected is going to help out my fellow blind compatriots as well as other folks in the Chicago area.
Okay, the guy Johnson guy.
Mhm.
Okay, he's a part of the school apparatus, the school board, and he's been endorsed by the school system. Out in Chicago, the school system is horrendous. So hopefully he doesn't get in because he can't point to this saying, hey, look what I did. I got these students up to a
Looks like I lost your feed, Johnny. Interesting. Well, folks, he was mentioning Johnson, who is running, and there's another gentleman by the name of. I'm having technical problems myself. There's another guy that's also running, and he is endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police. So at least he's got endorsement. Looks like Johnny had a computer glitch. So anyway, so looks like you're going to want to make an informed choice when it comes to Chicago. Interestingly enough, Mayor Lori Lightfoot was attempting to buy the votes of some of the prisoners located in the greater Chicago area within the correctional system. It's my thinking that once you receive a federal felony and you are incarcerated, you lose your right to vote. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Is that the case? I mean, do you indeed lose the right to vote if you become incarcerated and you've got a felony? Let's see here. Questions I have with regard to that. How does that even work? I mean, how do you go ahead and offer prisoners the ability to go ahead and vote for a given candidate? Does this happen a lot within both sides of the aisle, whether it's Republican or Democrat? Does this happen a lot where politicians will try to purchase votes within the correctional system nationwide? It is interesting that these alleged things are coming out. With regard to the voter block, I don't even know where to go with that without stepping on our benevolent overlords here at YouTube. I don't really want to delve too far into it, but just imagine if you are incarcerated and somebody comes to you and says, hypothetically, allegedly, hey, listen, if you go ahead and you vote for me, you will go ahead and receive maybe some, what do you call it? Kickbacks, commissary, extra commissary. Let's say maybe you get part of your sentence commuted. It's definitely
You
something
got
that
it?
it's
Am I
something
back?
that definitely, what do you call that? Something to be looked at. We need to hold our elected officials accountable for some of their actions, Republican or Democrat. It's important that we realize and remember that we're all human. Good morning, Latabo, all the way from South Africa, and welcome back, Johnnie J, President and Station Manager of Intervision
Okay.
FM.
Alan,
Yes.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Good evening.
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I'm now using my phone.
Okay. What happened to your PC, bro?
My power went out again.
Wow,
Ooh.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Here in America, don't have to so much deal with power outages, but in the province where Latabo is calling from in South Africa, there are not only power outages, but there are stages where they have rolling blackouts.
Because like now, like now we are on what do you call this? Like stage 5. So it will
Wow.
end until excuse me. It'll end I think around about Friday, if not Thursday. I think Friday at 5 a.m. actually. And the province that I'm in, it's Gauteng. So it affects like the whole country. It doesn't affect our province only. I don't know if you get me, guys.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So before we lose power on any of our ends here, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. It helps the algorithms out. It helps recommend these informative videos to other individuals, because we want to promote grassroots musicians in addition to bring you some current events. I think it's just super important that we remain transparent and that we tell you what we're doing. And if you want to get in on this ground floor opportunity to help the blind community at large all over the world, this is one way that it can be done. Let's move on to our next topic, and that is going to be Bill Barr. He is our former Attorney General, and I guess he is in the news. What do we got on? What do we got with regard to Bill Barr, Johnny?
Well, we found out that he was actually blocking Trump and slowing down the investigation, and he was a rhino hack, And when he got in there, we thought that he's going to be a good guy because he's always talking about like we want to obey the law. I used to, he had that Boston accent. I'm not sure if he's from Boston or whatever, or New York or whatever. You wanted to believe the guy, but he was just a swamp hack, just like the rest of the people that they moved out Trump's inner circle and then moved in piece by piece parts of the swamp. And so that's what I know about Bill Barr.
That is actually pretty fascinating. Do your own research, folks. Whatever side of the aisle you're on, we need to all actually realize that we're human. At the end of the day, our DNA is human, and we can unite around that fact. The constant division that is taking place has resulted in possible legislation that's coming out of Texas and Idaho. Most interestingly, Texas wants to actually secede from the union. So that's going to come up on the ballot. Right?
And, and some people, they want to move from out of blue states into red states because it's more freedom. But please, if you're going to do that, don't take your blue values to these red states. If you're gonna move out, you want the tax benefits and all that kind of stuff. Stay in the blue states. You'll be more comfortable there. Oh man, and pay the high taxes.
And I would actually speak to that. Let's stop playing for our blue and red sports teams and let's start playing for the United States Constitution.
Yes, yes.
Interestingly enough, there are indeed trigger warnings placed upon the National Archives of our United States Constitution, but they're still at least readable. Even if you might get on a list, don't be afraid to read our founding documents. It's important to know where we came from so that we don't repeat past mistakes in our future. We need to know our history, all of it, good and bad, so that we are sure never to repeat some of the bad stuff that's happened. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. There's some bad stuff that went down, but there's also some very good stuff that was put in place in a framework which our founding framers had put in place so that there might be the eventual extinction of slavery, so that there might be the eventual ability for instance, two black surgeons yesterday in 1864. But let me redo that. On February 28th, 1864, there were a couple of black surgeons which were invited to the White House by President Lincoln to start working in what they called the colored regiments directly after the Civil War and during the unification period, which took place. And here's my train of thought on this so that I can wrap this up and put a nice little bow on it. The bottom line here is that if we don't learn about how our history worked and how true inclusiveness began, we're not going to know how to continue the mode of inclusiveness that includes everybody. And we've got to stand up to this division. We've got to say no more. And it's got to happen whether you're blue, whether you're red. It's got to happen regardless of the quote color demographic of your skin. And we've got to get back to a place where we are judged for our works upon our merits.
Yeah. Like in France, everybody, if you're a citizen of France, you're just a Frenchman.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But this democratic thing is got to get out of our system. And I know as long as we have those power that be that want to divide and separate, they'll always be trying to be fooling people and stuff like that, and keeping that division, because for some reason it helps their egos. So
on Monday you brought up a movie that you were watching called Gentleman Agreement, made in 1947, and in that movie it detailed a lot of demographics. It basically talked about the Jewish population, and it talked about their struggles. And I found that there are a lot of parallels. The blind community, for instance, there is a 66 to 90% unemployment rate. And that's not for lack of knowledge or lack of study or want to work. We want to be productive members of society, just like everybody else. And so that's why we want to do the things that we want to do to help other blind people. We're not doing this for ourselves. We're not doing this to toot our own horn. We're doing this so that the 10 plus million blind people in the United States, and Latabo, do you remember how many blind people there are worldwide?
Man, well, I haven't done any research yet, but
or what about in just your country? Is it like 2% or 5%?
I think they're more than like 10% actually.
10%? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're more than 10%. So,
And the reason, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, the one thing that I can say is sometimes, like I have a lot of groups. I could mention some of them,
Yeah.
like DWD. There's this other one. I can't remember the other group's name. And we also have DPSA, which is mother organization that we branched out to. Yeah, because we have a lot of blind people as well, including me, which is I am the, like, in that organization, I am the, what you call, the disability, what you call, yeah, the disability youth chairperson there. And yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm like, I could say about like these organizations, but I can say quite a lot with the other one that I just went. Actually, the one that I just joined like last year, back in September, in the, I think it was Heritage weekend, if I remember correctly, because I went there on the 23rd. So being lucky, it's not because of you have the potential, but it's just that you have to strive to make it in life, and also to not back down in whatever situation holds for you.
It's interesting because Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a politician in the United States, has been known from time to time to talk about a national divorce. And what they mean by that is, boy, if we can't come together, well, then we need to separate into our little camps.
Sure.
Not really a big fan of divorce myself on any level. And so therefore, there is a way to actually pull this out and to take us out of the nosedive that we are in this particular nation. And
Sure.
that way lies within that United States Constitution. In the next coming days, weeks, months, you'll be hearing a little bit more about that, because I've started a little organization called the Center for Government Accountability. Of course, it started here in America. So it's going to focus on American things. But eventually, what I'd like to do is to take this worldwide. We need to hold all of our government officials accountable for any of the policies.
Sorry to crush into you.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, like, does it have a website? If maybe by any chance, like, if someone wants
Right
to
now, the website's
check it out.
sort of under construction, so it doesn't look too pretty. But if you visit www.accountabilityrevolution, that's all one word, .com, make sure there's no spaces in it, because there's another website of similar name. It points to a different website entirely. So it's www.accountabilityrevolution with no spaces in it.
Okay. No, I understand. I understand. Because I was just only asking about that. You can go ahead with the conversation that you are having.
Yes. Yeah. So
Go ahead, Johnny.
oh, okay. So I'm just staying on the phone today, doing it through the phone today, and so what do we remind people that share, subscribe, and things of that sort. Yesterday I was working on a grant for our upcoming summer events, because we want to do a lot of concerts where we can invite people to eat, network, and enjoy each other in a safe environment. So
Right.
We thank the businesses that we're calling right now to sponsor this event. Whether I get the grant or the business as a sponsor, whichever comes first, that's the way we're going to go. So I'd like to remind people of that. And then also we have a T-shirt store.
Merchandise
people
store.
Yeah, and the link is right there. You can say, check out our merch. If there's any other colors of T-shirts that you would like to recommend, go ahead and do that. Today, well, maybe not today, because I'm going to go to the dinner. Well, it depends on how I feel after I get back from the dinner. I may put up another style of T-shirt that says Innovision, KINV-DB Innovision FM T-shirt as well. So that'll be a choice too. So we have hoodies, T-shirts, and a coffee mug. So you can have your coffee in the morning or tea in the morning with Intervision FM.
I am working on an actual coffee sponsor. And if you want to
Great.
become a sponsor, hit us up at info@intervisionfm.com. Also partnering with Intervision FM with the Center for Government Accountability. So do stay tuned for additional stuff that will deal with some of that in some future broadcasts. Still trying to get this stupid Dropbox stuff to upload.
All right. We may have to do it the old-fashioned way. I send you a flash drive.
Send me a flash.
You can use Google Drive. It's much faster.
What's that, Latavo?
Google Drive. You can use that.
Google Drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have Google Chat, Johnny?
I have Google Drive, but it's on my Intervision 2 at msn.com website. So if you was going to send like a invite, send it to that, and then I could get it from there.
Okay. All right. I'll send that.
About that.
Hey, folks, I need your prayers. I'm starting the very course that Johnnie J is offering through Intervision FM. I'm starting today, as a matter of fact, on the assessment. It's just a preliminary. Hey, what kind of stuff do you know? What is your computer knowledge? What is your knowledge of certain systems, so that we basically know how best to serve you? The reason why I'm going through this schooling is not only to shore up my knowledge, but so that I can put together a curriculum that will basically serve everybody. I just want to help Johnny out, and in that way, now we're gonna get this rocking and rolling. So you folks who are listening are in on a ground floor opportunity to get this done. Now, Johnny Johnson in 1991 made a movie called Even Me. It's an independent film, and you're going to be remaking it, apparently. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm working on doing a remake of it and making it today's, and using, of course, I want to use disabled and blind actors in it, and involve some knowing more about filming now, hiring some more professional film people and sound people as well, and do this again, because it was I have people, everybody it's up to like 69 views so far, and everybody that I have watched it, they said, man, this is, they liked it better than some of the stuff they see in the independent film festival. And by the way, there's going to be one tonight, Alan. And tonight, this is what a combination. Does this sound normal to you? If it does to you, maybe it's just me. They're going to be serving popcorn and ice cream. Now I can see popcorn and hot dogs. I can see popcorn and hamburgers, but popcorn and ice cream.
Well, I mean, that's having dentures.
That's interesting.
Popcorn, but I do like ice cream.
So me and the time we can go out there and just check it out, and just because I love popcorn. Yeah.
We need your talent, folks. If you have on-air talent, if you've got behind the camera talent, if you've got in front of the camera talent, we need you. Hit us up at info@intervisionfm.com. Also, songwriters, recording artists, music lovers, music producers, hit us up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I just got distracted a little bit. Hey, so we're going to end the show. It's going to be a good weekend. We may interview that artist that we were supposed to do this Sunday. We'll see, but we'll air it at a later time. And I had to sleep on it and think about it. So
you have to think about it, yeah.
So anyway, do you have anything to say? Any parting words?
Go ahead, Latavo.
Okay. Because I want to ask you this question. It will be directed to Johnny. Because I hear you saying that you do filming, but well, for me, I'm just a what you call this now, a voiceover artist, because like I'm working for this company that I remember I told you guys about back on Monday. So like everything that we do with like recordings on WhatsApp and all that stuff. So I don't wanna share like information about it because it could be confidential and something like that.
Right.
What's
Yeah,
your question?
yeah, that was my question. Yeah.
Could you be a part of what we're doing as far as like voiceovers and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Oh
voiceovers. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, sure. Why
But
not?
yeah, but that will be like part time because like I'm busy with
Oh
other
yeah, yeah,
projects.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh yeah.
we could fit that in. That shouldn't be any problem. And you're a heck of a singer. I've heard you sing before, Latavo, and wow, you got a good set of pipes on you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just that now I'm having a cough, so my voice might be back fully. I think around like 2 days or 3 days. So it's just this cough is just bothering me with a lot of stuff. So yeah, I am a good singer though.
Yeah.
Folks, God bless everybody. See you guys Monday, God willing. And if there are additional shows that Johnny wants to produce tomorrow and Friday, don't forget to hit that notifications bell and set that to all. This way, you'll be apprised of any upcoming broadcasts. And if you do email us at info@intervisionfm.com, you will be automatically subscribed to the newsletter.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I'm gonna close it down, and we'll see you. When will we see you? Yeah,
Monday.
We'll see you Monday. Yeah, something like that. Okay.
Okay.
God bless.
Same to you guys.